Hey there, Seb Brother Realtor here. Are you worried that you are paying too much for your realtor in the Bay Area? If you think your realtor is getting way too much money, then you definitely want to watch this video. All right, well, before I get into all that, I just want to say thank you so much for clicking on the link to watch this video. I'm going to do my best to make sure it's worth your while. But would you do me one favor? Would you mash that subscribe button right there and subscribe to my YouTube channel? I sure would appreciate it. And click that little bell to make sure that you get a notification every time I put up a brand new fun, fact-filled video, kind of like this one. All right, so the topic of this video is, are you paying your realtor too much? And you know what? I'm guessing that probably a lot of you think that realtors charge too much, and I have some news for you. This may be surprising, but yes, I think that most realtors do charge too much money. You know, I wrote this book. Actually, I wrote this book. I wrote it, and I wrote it myself. I didn't pay somebody to write this. I wrote this book. It's called Get It Sold. And on page 99 of Get It Sold here, I start talking about, realtor commissions. And actually, I had done some research, and I found out that something like 93.5% of realtors charge the exact same commission, or I should say it appears that 93.5% of realtors charge the exact same commission, and that of course is a snapshot in time, you know, a particular market, you know, particular set of sales, etc., but nevertheless, you know, most realtors charge the exact same amount of money. But it's a funny thing is that not all realtors are created equal. Some realtors get really good results for their clients, but a lot of realtors get actually not very good results for their clients. And in fact, this may be a shocker to hear me say it, but some realtors actually destroy value. That is, they actually subtract value from the whole process. They don't actually add value at all in terms of, you know, you getting a better price for your property. So given the fact that all realtors charge, or 93.5% of realtors charge basically the same amount of money, I can see why so many people are thinking that they are paying too much for their realtor, because in many cases, the realtors are just not providing anywhere near the amount of value for the price that they are charging. And, commissions are always negotiable. You can negotiate any commission, but I want to put it to you that if you are actually successful in negotiating a lower commission with your realtor, that is probably a realtor that you want to fire. You probably don't want to hire that realtor, because that is a realtor who is absolutely not good at negotiating. They can't even negotiate their own money, so how are they going to negotiate your money? A realtor taking a lower commission that's lower than 93.5% of other agents, let's just say, that realtor is showing you right then and there that they're probably not that good at their job, and or they're really hard up and need to get a deal closed, and so they're just going to compete on price rather than competing on value. Well, now I have a crazy thought for you. Take a look at this house here. What is this house? I don't know. It's just some house I found. You know, it's your average Silicon Valley house, right? Call it, 1,600 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, built in 1965. I don't know, something like that. A tract house, in like a decent neighborhood. So, of course, it's worth $2 million, right? $2 million for that house. If you can believe it. If you're from somewhere other than Silicon Valley and you're watching this, you're going like, really? $2 million for that? But yeah, okay, let's just say it's in Sunnyvale or Cupertino or somewhere. Actually, that might be cheap for Sunnyvale or Cupertino. Anyway, so point is that, okay, $2 million, right? And let's just say that the realtor is charging 5%. Let's just say 5% of $2 million. What is that? Gee golly, that is $100,000. You're going to pay $100,000 to get your home sold. You might be thinking, gee, I'm paying my realtor too much. There's just no way that any realtor is going to add $100,000 in value to the whole, sale price of my home. There's just no way. Okay, well, I can understand that. We can talk about that. But let's just say, though, there was a realtor who said, you know what? I need more than $100,000. I need to get $1 million. I need $1 million to sell your home. And you would obviously say, $1 million to sell my $2 million home? That's ridiculous. But that realtor said, no, this is not a $2 million home. This is a $10 million home. I can get you $10 million for this home, but you got to pay me $1 million. And if you do pay me $1 million, obviously, then you are going to walk away with, gee, I'm no good at math, but something like, $7 extra million, right? Is that right? I'm not good. Never do math on the air. Never do math on the air. Nevertheless, if there were a realtor who were able to get you, an additional $8 million for your home, but charged $1 million to do it, would it be worth it to you? If it were possible to hire a realtor who would, for $1 million, get you an extra $7 million on your house, would you do that? And you might say, well, that's really ridiculous, Seb. That's totally ridiculous. There's no way that a realtor is going to, get me an extra, $8 million for my house, and then I'm going to pay him an extra $1 million to do it. Okay, I grant you that's probably not going to happen, right? But what if there was a realtor who, instead of getting you $2 million for your house, could get you $2.3 million for your house? Now, would it then be worth to pay that realtor $100,000 if, in fact, they were to boost your sale price by $300,000? I think probably a lot of people would say, yeah, well, if you can get me like 200 or 300 grand more than I think that I can get on the open market, more than, one would be led to believe by recent comparable sales in the marketplace, that actually might make sense. Because, there's a certain misperception about market price. Everybody thinks that, okay, my home has a market price, but your home doesn't actually really have a market price. The market price ends up being whatever it actually sold for in the past, but you can't really know market price before it sells. You can estimate what it's going to sell at market, but the reality is that the final sale price, it could vary by several percentage points very easily from what might be called like the norm or the median or the trend line or whatever, however you want to call it. It's very easy to find a home which could sell for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10% higher than one might be led to believe simply by doing a pricing analysis. And how is it that some houses are able to sell for clearly more than other similar homes have recently sold for? Well, that is where actually the value of a good realtor comes in. Some realtors do actually have a track record of getting really good high prices for their homes, and a lot of realtors have no track record at all. And the reality is that most realtors have not been in business very long. I think the average length of a realtor career in California is somewhere around 5 years. Don't quote me on that. I don't know where I got that, but I read that like a few months ago somewhere. Average is 5 years. I think the average realtor in California has sold on average something like 28 houses in their entire career, something like that. And so, most realtors actually don't have that much experience. They're actually not very good at what they do. They really haven't put much effort into developing their craft over the years, because a lot of people, they're part-time or whatever, or they have a spouse who really is the breadwinner and this is more of a hobby for them. They don't really have a lot of really good experience doing the kinds of things that let you sell your house at a really high price. In other words, most realtors don't actually provide that much value for the price that they're charging, and yet they charge the same price as the really good realtors do, or close to the same price that the really good realtors do. And it is very, very hard for you as a homeowner to really identify, hey, who is the good realtor and who's the bad realtor. And really the only way I think you can actually do it reliably is, well, you can go and check their, sales statistics or whatever. You can see what they have done in the past. You can see the kind of marketing that they have done. But actually, I really think that the real way to know if, in fact, a realtor is going to be someone who's going to provide really, really good value for the price that they are charging is to bring them in to meet with you in your home. Sit down with them and talk to them and get a sense for that person, if they are really somebody who actually has a strategy, a plan, a track record of doing exactly what they say they are going to do, which is to get you the highest price possible for the property, and doing so in a way where you can actually identify, yeah, that is actually a really powerful strategy for getting the highest price possible. And if you don't get that feeling from your agent that you interview, if you're just kind of like, ho hum, they told me they can do a virtual tour and they'll take professional pictures and they'll send postcards and do open houses, that's not compelling. That is not compelling. A lot of realtors will do that. They'll take out their CMA and they'll say, "Oh, but look, this house down the street sold for $2 million. I think we can get $2 million for yours." Like, okay, whatever. That is not a compelling strategy. That would not fill me with confidence that that is somebody who actually has an idea how to get the very highest price possible. It sounds like that is a person who thinks they can maybe get you the same price that somebody else just sold their house for, but that's not what you want, is it? I don't think. You probably want to get the very highest price possible that the market will bear at the time you put your home up for sale. And if that is what you want, guess what? You can give me a call. My number is right there at the bottom of the screen. Give me a call, send me a text message. I would be happy to come over, meet with you, take a tour of your home, and sit down and discuss what specifically I can do differently and better than any other realtor that you're ever going to talk to get you that incredibly high price for the sale of your home. And also, by the way, have it be very quick and easy for you with the least amount of hassle and risk. All right, if all that sounds good, once again, there's my number at the bottom of the screen. Give me a call. All right, well, that is all I have for this video. Thank you so very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And if you've enjoyed this video, if you got any value out of it whatsoever, you might also enjoy some of these videos over here. These are some of the most popular videos here on my YouTube channel, so please do check those out. And don't forget to subscribe. I would really appreciate it if you did. All right, that's all I have for this video. Thanks so very much for watching, and please stay tuned.